Happy Casual Friday, Justin coming at you from inside Summit Racing, where I'm surrounded by millions of aftermarket speed parts. Of course, not all aftermarket parts are created equal. Certain parts hold absolute legendary status among speed enthusiasts, and that's what we're going to cover today. We're going to count down the 10 most influential aftermarket parts of all time. These are the most legendary, iconic, game-changing parts that have made the high-performance industry what it is today. But first, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content, including project builds, tech content, vehicle features, and so much more. Alright, so let's get our countdown rocking and rolling, literally. Number 10 on our list is Crane roller rocker arms. We can thank Harlan Sharp for first introducing roller rocker arms in the early 1960s. Shortly after, Crane cams came out with a more refined and reliable design that made roller rockers a viable option for the masses. They reduced friction and wear and fostered more reliable high RPM performance. Today, Crane cams, Harlan Sharp, and others offer high-quality roller rocker arms. But it was Crane that really established this upgrade and used its already extensive industry connections in the 1960s to popularize roller rockers. It's worth noting that Crane would go on to develop high-quality roller lifters, another step in high RPM performance. At number 9 on our list, NOS, nitrous systems. Actually, the word nitrous and NOS are often used interchangeably. That's because Nitrous Oxide Systems, NOS, is a company that put nitrous systems on the map as a safe, potent power adder for vehicles. Nitrous had actually been used as a performance enhancement as far back as World War II. It was NOS that perfected the turnkey nitrous system and turned it into a popular bang-for-your-buck performance part. Since 1978, NOS nitrous systems has changed the world of drag racing, creating new racing classes and helping door slammers go 200 miles per hour. Several decades and many Fast and the Furious movies later, we refer to nitrous oxide systems as NOS, pronounced NOS. At number 8, Hooker Super Competition headers. Gary Hooker wasn't the first to use exhaust headers, but he was the first to truly realize the performance potential and make it mainstream. Hooker developed his first header for his 409 Chevrolet in 1962, and demand for his design quickly spread among Southern California racers. Hooker headers dominated drag racing in the late 1960s and 70s, with nearly all the NHRA Pro Stock racers winning with his company's headers. Racers like Grumpy Jenkins and Sox and Martin were Hooker's customers. The equal-length Super Competition headers are still available for a wide range of applications today. The name Hooker remains synonymous with headers, and remember, I love my Hooker headers. At number 7 is where we find the Camfather. That was the nickname that Ed Iskandarian earned by making performance camshafts, solid roller camshafts specifically, a drop-in upgrade. Iskandarian helped make the modern camshaft and associated valve train components some of the most upgraded parts in the aftermarket industry. Iskandarian also patented the first self-guided roller lifters in 1956, making it easy for more people to run a roller camshaft. He also developed offset keyways, bushings, and anti-walk buttons, not to mention rev kits. Before Iski came along, the cam business was centered around custom cam profiles specifically ground for certain applications. But thanks to Ed Iskandarian, now someone looking for more performance out of their engine can simply open a catalog, pick out a camshaft designed by experts to suit their needs with no knowledge of camshaft profiles required. Number 6 is the mighty Hurst 4-speed shifter. The Hurst 4-speed shifter earned its gigantic reputation by changing the way manual floor shifters performed. Factory manual transmission shifters were sloppy at best in the 1950s and 60s, but Hurst changed all that and gave positive gear changing to the world with its line of manual shifters. Hurst became a major player in the hot rodding community when Pontiac selected a 4-speed Hurst shifter for its 1961 Catalina with the 421 Super Duty engine. This original relationship with OE manufacturers helped Hurst become a household name and would lead to near legendary status for both Hurst and its shifters. The Hurst 4-speed shifter with its chrome stick and cue ball style knob could easily be a symbol for aftermarket performance. At number 5, we're throwing on a set of slicks, M&H Racemaster drag slicks. Because in drag racing, traction is kind of important these days, but prior to the mid-1950s, traction was kind of an afterthought for racers. who would settle for street tires or tires that had been recapped to a slick tread. Then came M&H Race Masters. Still, drag racers were a little skeptical. Then came Big Daddy. Using a set of M&H Race Masters, Don Garlits is the first to go 170 miles an hour, then 200 miles an hour. With the success of Garlits, along with all the attention, sparked a massive amount of business for M&H Tire Company and only increased as more and more people experienced the traction of Race Masters. The popularity of M&H Race Masters not only made a huge impact on the world of drag racing, but it also changed the entire tire industry. Giant tire companies like Goodyear and Firestone entered the drag racing market and went head-to-head with M&H. If you're racing or driving a performance car with an automatic transmission, you have the part at number 4 to thank on our list, the B&M torque converter. When B&M started building performance automatic parts, the stick was still king. The engineering evolution that allowed the automatic transmission to be used in performance applications began not in the factory, but at the aftermarket level with B&M. B&M's Don and Bob Spar, along with high school friend Mort Schumann, started the company in 1953 as a general automotive repair shop, but quickly began specializing in strengthening transmissions to pair with modified engines. Later, B&M introduced its game-changing torque converter, the first aftermarket converter to produce high stall speeds to dramatically improve torque at launch, allowing auto-shifting cars to get into the engine's power band more quickly. Put simply, the B&M torque converter is what made automatic transmissions viable for racing and hot rodding. The name Edelbrock is synonymous with high performance, and the company is arguably the most influential brand in the aftermarket industry, and it's the number 3 product on our list. Edelbrock was primarily a repair shop in 1938 when Vic Edelbrock Sr. acquired his first project car. This flathead-powered 1932 Ford Roadster was Edelbrock's first foray into the world of hot rodding and inspired the development of Edelbrock's first aftermarket part. Vic set out to design his own intake manifold to sit atop the flathead. The design featured an 180-degree manifold with 2 Stromberg 97 carburetors. These carburetors sat on a unique carb mount that resembled a slingshot without a rubber band, hence the legendary slingshot name. The new manifold was the first of many products to feature the Edelbrock name. And between 1938 and 41, Edelbrock made about 100 slingshot manifolds. Following World War II, Edelbrock built off the success of the slingshot manifolds to create other flathead V8 parts, and the company transitioned from a repair shop to a power and speed equipment shop. And this is the start of Edelbrock as we know it. The aftermarket wheel business has exploded over the past 50 years following the advent of the mag wheel, but no other wheel in our estimation has had as much impact and influence as the legendary Krager SS Chrome 5-spoke wheel, the number 2 entry on our list. When they first appeared, it seemed as if everyone wanted a set. The story of the Krager SS is one of robust craftsmanship combined with shiny chrome finishes previously unavailable to most racing and hot rod enthusiasts. It forever changed the way people customize the look of their vehicles and paved the way for entry-level aftermarket upgrades enjoyed by hot rodders of all skill levels. It may not be the first 5-spoke wheel ever made, but the Krager SS is certainly the most famous and the one that jump-started the aftermarket wheel industry. So who's number 1? I think we can all agree that hot rodding would be very different without the Holley carburetor. Although the 3310 carburetor wasn't the first Holley carb, the 3310 was a game changer in every sense of the word. Quite simply, the modular 4-barrel design of the Holley 3310 carb simplified the way we tune carbs forever. Once described as the small block Chevy of fuel delivery, the 3310 carburetor, along with the 4150 and 4160 models, is still the go-to carburetor for anyone building a performance engine. Holley conservatively estimates that over 2.5 million 3310s have been sold since its introduction in 1965. The tunability of the 3310 made it a hit with gearheads everywhere, and the Holley name synonymous with carburetors. The 3310 is really what put this company on the hot rodding map. Agree with our list? Why, thank you. Don't agree with our list? Leave us a comment below and tell us why we're wrong. We can't wait to hear your list. So until next time, I'm Justin with Summit Racing, and thanks for watching.